Welcome back. And today I'm going to talk about colon polyps and a couple herbs in Chinese medicine that help to move the blood and the qi. So, first of all, a little bit about colon polyps. Many people have colon polyps, and a lot of times they don't necessarily cause a specific problem. Most of the time, when we find colon polyps, it's because you might have gone for a colon cancer screening and they did a colonoscopy and they happened to note that you have polyps present. A lot of times, the doctor will take biopsies of them and send them for pathology. Anytime you have polyps, they may want to check whether it could be a precancerous or a cancerous type of growth. And so the doctor may decide to send it to the pathology department to review the sample and see if there's any problems with it. Most of the time, though, polyps come back without necessarily causing any problems, and most patients don't really notice anything. It is recommended that you do your regular colon cancer screening as recommended by your primary care doctor. But for the vast majority of people who have these, they don't necessarily notice anything. You don't feel anything. If you start noticing you have blood in your stool or you have some sort of GI symptoms, then it's recommended to get a colonoscopy. But otherwise, it's recommended just to do routine colon cancer screening um, as recommended by your primary care doctor. So colon polyps can be common. Now, in Western medicine and allopathic medicine, we think about colon polyps as abnormal growths in the colon, which is what it is. And then that's why we send it off to pathology to see whether it's coming from an actual cancer or it's just a benign growth. But in Chinese medicine, a lot of times uh, colonic polyps or abnormal growths can be related to poor flow of the blood and the qi in the body. And so, what happens in Chinese medicine physiology, is one of the things that helps regulate proper growth in the body is the normal cycle of flow of the qi and of the blood throughout the body and through the organ systems like the colon. So, that's one of the things that helps to prevent disease from happening. Now, over time, for a wide variety of different reasons that vary from individual to individual, you can have slower movement or decreased movement and what we call stagnation and stasis of the qi and the blood in the body. Now, when this happens to such a degree, you can have actual growths, and we call that accumulations that are occurring within the body. And there's lots of different types of accumulations that can happen in the body, and polyps are one of those types of accumulations. And a lot of times, the root problem behind that is poor flow of the qi in the blood and the colon. And so, um, what we would tend to do from a treatment plan is to try to improve the qi in the blood. You may need to also use stronger herbs that help to break up accumulations and dissolve those accumulations. And that's where I wanted to talk a little bit about the herbs for today. There's two herbs that work in combination, and we've gone over some of those recently, Zhu and San Leng. And both of these herbs are focusing on helping to move both the qi and the blood. Sometimes in Chinese medicine, you'll have herbs that focus on just moving the qi, and you may have other herbs that focus just on moving the blood. But these are two herbs that uniquely move both the qi and the blood. They both focus on the liver organ and the spleen organ, and they both are useful for treating accumulations or masses that occur in the abdomen, especially. And they're also used for gynecologic purposes as well in Chinese medicine. Now, both of these herbs are somewhat strong herbs, so we do use them cautiously in Chinese medicine. Overuse of them can deplete your energy in the body, and so it has to be balanced out appropriately. And you do need to see somebody who's knowledgeable in prescribing Chinese herbal treatment. Now, Itsu is an herb that especially focuses on the spleen and helping to promote the qi movement in the body, while Sanleng also focuses a little bit more heavily on the liver and helps to promote the blood flow. But together, They work on both the qi and the blood, and they both are known historically in the literature for also breaking up accumulation. So things like colonic polyps would be an example of something you could use it for. Now, like I said, we typically are going to look at the whole patient and what other things are going wrong. Oftentimes, if you are coming in with uh, something like a colonic polyp that you're concerned about, although you may have some qi and blood stasis, it's likely there's probably something else going on, other underlying problems. And so we do a whole assessment. We rarely just use these two herbs by itself. It's usually in conjunction with other herbs to match the full picture of the patient. So these are two herbs that can be used specifically in those scenarios, but it's usually in conjunction with other herbs. So if you have any questions about what we do, you can always reach out to us at www.houstonacupuncture.com, and we will see you next time.